still over 12 guys on a tight 200-meter bank track, so I knew it was going to be a lot of jostling, a lot of bumping, and I wasn't actually quite worried about positioning the first 800 meters, 1,000 meters, but once 3 laps to go start to hit, it kind of starts picking up the pace, and it goes by a lot quicker than you think. So I just wanted to make sure I had a clear path. It didn't matter if I was on lane 3, 2, or 1. I just wanted to see open space in front of me, and I think that took me to go out to lane, or slow down, go out to lane 3. Had Ben Blankenship yelling at me, "Come on," which I was like cracking up about in the race. So I kind of just followed him up to the front, and I think that was about 600 to go ish. And then I kind of went to lead with 400. And once I knew at that point, late in the stage, once I got to lead, it was just about squeezing it, where just kind of picking up the pace a little bit every 100 or so, whatever. So. Once I got to 200 to go, I still felt pretty good. Didn't feel anyone quite getting up on me like Nick Willis at Milrose. You can kind of feel someone right on there. So I thought I was doing a good job when I didn't feel anyone really with 150 to go. As soon as I hit 100 to go, I think the announcer said something about me pulling away, and I was a little surprised, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of good closers in that race. And I glanced back with about 20 to go, realized I had a good lead, and very pleased with the race.
Nice to meet you.
First indoor title.
Yeah. 2012, there was a World Indoors, and Leo nicked me at the line. And then 2013, Alberto and I were trying to do some under distance, really practice. We saw the 800 was going to be a lot more competitive that year than the mile, so we thought mixing it up with the top guys at that time would have been a better outcome, better for my development than racing the mile. And then I ended up still racing the mile and ran terribly. So we came in this year just not looking at any double. I even thought about maybe doing 2 mile the day before, but we said, you know what, especially after coming off of Birmingham, let's end on a positive note. Let's get your first U.S. indoor title and have a nice positive effect going into the outdoor season.
I know you're in phenomenal shape, but tactically you should be getting better and better.
That's always the plan, you know. And I said to I think Lewis Johnson before the race, he was asking me the plan or what the goal was, and honestly, I truly believe this. I think an indoor mile, indoor 1500 racing is so much harder than outdoors, and that's even with, let's say, World Indoors, where you don't even have guys like Kip Rupp and Kip Legat, but you can have other guys like, you know, Soleiman or even top U.S. guys, and positioning is so much harder than it is an outdoor field. And that being said, that's why I like indoor racing, because if I can run well tactically indoors, not that it's a lot easier, but it is easier outdoors. And so this is definitely going to give me some good confidence going into the U.S. Outdoor Championships and World Championships if I qualify.
At the pre-race press conference, you said you were looking forward to the season being done. How will you celebrate? Take time off or what?
Yeah, my dad came up for this race. His season's over, so I'm going to fly back with him and spend some time with my uncle actually and some family. And we actually have some team bonding stuff going on with the Orca Project later in the week. But the month of March is just going to be, I think, everyone just going to the respective homes where it is. I know Jordan's going down to California. I might go back east with my friends, but just really just getting some easy running in, easy workouts, and just kind of being out of Portland and out of the routine that we're normally in, and that's going to be enough for me, you know. So.
Where was your confidence level coming off Birmingham? A little bit of a stumble there.
My confidence wasn't down at Birmingham. It was just I was disappointed that I took a beating. I wouldn't even say a loss. I was almost dead last. But I knew I was in great shape. One race, 1 week wasn't going to define my indoor season. And coming to this, it was just about finishing on a positive note, knowing that I'm still in good shape just because I had a bad race, and really just getting sleep. I know I said in the press conference earlier this week, and I don't like to make excuses, but I've always had just a tough time transitioning to Europe, whether it's in the outdoor season or indoor season, and last week was no different. And so I got back this week, and I started sleeping 9-10 consecutive hours and just felt really, really good. So
closing in 153, pretty impressed with that?
Not really, actually. I think my first mile this indoor season, I closed in like probably 153, and that was off a double. So I think I'm just more impressed that I was able to pull away from a good field like today, more than just what I closed in or the time, really. So.
You assess your indoor season. Was there anything you were surprised by, disappointed?
I would say I'm not disappointed. I'm just a little bummed that maybe I couldn't take quite as advantage of the good shape I'm in and run under 351. I know I was capable of it if we had a good setup race for it. But you know, looking at the whole indoor season as a whole, if you'd asked me would you rather break 351 or get another Millrose title? I'd say get another Millrose title. Or would you rather be U.S. champ or run sub 351? I'd say U.S. champ. So I definitely did everything that I wanted to do. But if we're picking hairs here, yeah, I would say I like to run a little bit faster. But this season was all about just getting out there and racing well.
Yeah, I mean, it went well for you. Does it sort of assess your goals heading into outdoors? Is there anything that's changed?
I'm going to take a mental break.
Yeah.
We'll assess once I start back up, probably in April or whatever my next race is. I'm just going to be happy with the way the indoor season went, get some good rest mentally and physically, and then assess. But I mean, just looking at the outdoor season already, it's no I'm sorry about that. It's no mystery. Everyone wants to make the world team, and obviously I want to go back to world championships and medals. So that will never change. And but everything else in between, we'll see which makes sense, what races to run, what races I'd like to run, and how fast I'm going to run as the outdoor season comes. Oh, someone just fell. That didn't look good.